Greetings, imagination connoisseurs. Once again, it is I, your Duke of Dope Discourse, Robert Meyer Burnett. I invite you to watch and listen to the Designing Hollywood podcast, brought to you by Martika Ibarra and the great, legendary Hollywood costume designer, Marilyn Vance. I am afforded the wonderful opportunity of co-hosting the show. If you are interested in the magic of Hollywood, the design of Hollywood, the clothes of Hollywood, watch the Designing Hollywood podcast, available wherever you get your podcasts from, or find the video version on the John Campea YouTube channel. That's right, the Designing Hollywood podcast. Why would you ever want to miss it? Especially if you love the movies. Well, greetings, imagination connoisseurs. Once again, it is I, your Duke of Dope Discourse, your whatever. Call me whatever you want. Really, what's important is I'm your pharaoh of physical media. That's right, Robert Meyer Burnett, and I'm here with Let's Get Physical Media. That's terrible. I can't sing that. I never could sing that. I don't even know why I try. I do every week, though, because I've got to bring you the entertainment value you've come to expect from this show. And my God, who are we to let us down? And when I say we, you know what I mean. You know what we're here for, what I'm here for, what you're here for, what everybody's here for. The world's here for their favorite German. I mean, I'd never heard of Saarbrücken before I met this man. But now Saarbrücken, Deutschland has become a mythical land, a land I want to visit, a land where every bad movie that you don't even understand even exists is there. It's in one apartment, this man's apartment. Mr. Dieter, Bastian Dieter, how are you?
Rob, I'm feeling great. Another week, another Sunday, another Let's Get Physical Media, and I say, greetings, imagination connoisseurs. Dieter here. Here I am, rock you like a hurricane, and welcome to the B&B Motel for Let's Get Physical Media. And Rob, I always remember our first show that we pre-recorded, and you had some detective work to do if Saarbrücken is really a place, or is this dude pulling my chain? You know, is this dude pulling my chain? You know, and you find out it's actually not a fictive place. It exists, Rob. It exists.
It's real.
Real. And Rob, hold the presses. Before we go any further, have you finished Noir Samurai?
No.
Damn.
No, I'm about halfway through.
Damn it, Rob.
But it's so good. I do love it. So I haven't finished it. I apologize for not finishing. I've been working on a little side project that's been taking up a lot of my time. And I went into LA to the big For All Mankind finale event with the Akutas and Bill Hunt.
What a finale it was, Rob.
What a finale. What a banger finale. Boy, I love that show. Real emotional. Yeah. Really, really enjoyed it. I love how every season's different. You know, a lot of people complain, though. They're like, there wasn't enough sci-fi space action. And I'm like, well, you know, really,
but it was always a mix, Rob.
It was always a mix. I can understand that, but I mean, if you think about the finale of season 2, one of the great hours of TV, you know, you've got a Russian space shuttle that's going to get shot down. I mean, I get it, but man, when they were out on the outside of that ship, you know, I mean, some of the visual effects, it's just different. And I understand people are looking for that sci-fi action adventure. But this show's a melodrama. I mean, that's the thing. It's a story about how will the normalization of space affect people, and how will it affect our lives. It's not, and I understand that people want to get that sci-fi action in, but that's not why I think the show's good.
But it still was there, Rob, considering the override, you know. Sure. So it was still some sci-fi action to it, and I would only, Rob. I couldn't give it a 10 out of 10. I had to deduct 0.5 points because of two things. People, if you don't have watched For All Mankind and planning sometimes to watch it, perhaps mute it a little bit. I will wave when we get back to it. The first one, when Alida left to go for Sergei, I was a little bit thinking, okay, you are in the middle of an important operation here. NASA, and you can easily leave. So that was a little bit, just one thing. And the other thing, Rob, considering they said progress is not free, I would have loved if that one character actually had died, but she didn't. And Rob, I, like you often, I have a little bit of a clip out from the Hollywood Reporter, considering they did an interview with Chris Marshall, who plays that character.
Yeah.
And I wanted to read that from the Hollywood Reporter, just a little clip out. Are you glad that you didn't just leave it as a question as to whether or not you are going to survive? And she answered, believe it or not, I'm probably the only actor in Hollywood who wanted to get killed. And it's because I love our show so much. Even though I don't want Danielle to go and I love our world, I just thought it was the best way to end her story with this whole heroic and horrific death. I had spoken to Matt and Ben, our showrunners, and was like, I feel it in my bones. Danielle has to die. We spent all season long dancing around this idea of will she, won't she. Finally, Ben calls me on a Saturday morning. He's like, I got bad news. I'm thinking, okay, he's going to tell me that she dies in a way that I didn't expect. He's like, yeah, Danielle lives. And I'm like, no! I thought this was a great part that she actually wanted her character.
Well, I mean, okay, first of all, she was at this event. Ren Schmidt was there, Joel Kinnaman was there, and Chris Marshall was there. Chris Marshall is delightful. I mean, she's a ball of energy. She's so excited. She said, and it was reported on, she was only supposed to be in 3 episodes of the show.
Ooh, okay.
And they liked her so much, and they've extended her character. Now she's the co-lead, really, with Joe Kinnaman. I mean, it's an ensemble cast, but
sometimes, considering series, it can turn out that way. This is a little bit of a dumb comparison, but in Scrubs, there's a janitor role, and he was just a side character, but then he got a pretty regular on the show, because people loved him.
People loved, and I would say, by the way, one of the great things about this show is the music needle drops, the source cues that they use when they jump into the future. And I thought the I don't want to spoil it for anybody, but the needle drop for 2012 was awesome. When they're pulling and the final shots, I love this season. It started out. I thought it was great, and the idea of free Mars. They did what they did in one season what Quado hadn't done in Total Recall in how many years? So free Mars. No, I really loved it. I can't wait to see. It's not officially renewed, but I've heard it through the grapevine.
Yeah. Okay.
I bet you're wondering how I knew about the plans to take. Okay, now let me do a little bit of a flash.
How long was the event drop on Thursday? How long did it?
They showed the episode on the big screen, and then they had the Q&A afterwards. I mean, the Q&A, it was very produced. I mean, Steve did a really good job, but it was very much you only have 45 minutes, and because it was Apple, it was very corporate. Okay. And this is just a little aside. As somebody who's been going to conventions and who now is on YouTube and talks to people all the time, the idea of making Q&As at screenings, I mean, if you have to leave the venue, I get it. But it's so weird watching younger people. I know it's their job and they're doing a good job, but when they're so worried about, well, we have to stay on time, they're so worried about the corporate of it all that if you've got good energy going and there's a flow and the actors are having a good time and the showrunners are having a good time, Ron Moore was there, they were there and they were having a good time. By the way, Ren Schmidt looked absolutely beautiful. It's funny because he didn't open it up to questions, and I wanted to go up to her and talk to her afterwards. I didn't want to bother her because there's, I always hang back for those things and let the people. There were people that flew in to be at this event from around the country, but I on Instagram. I asked her because I really wanted to know. One of the things I really loved about Ren Schmidt's performance this year was her limp. The fact that she was, and they never addressed it in the show. And I thought, what a great what a great choice. Because, you assume that because she's in the Soviet Union, maybe she wasn't able to get medical care. Maybe she slipped and fell on the ice or something. And
their hand, always in the cast.
Yeah, and I contacted her on Instagram, and I said, I thought that was an incredible choice. Was it a choice that was scripted? Okay. Or, as I suspected, was it your choice? That you came up with this choice? And she said it was absolutely her choice. The showrunners embraced it, and she did a marvelous... I mean, her performance this season was out of this world. She was phenomenal. The makeup on her was phenomenal. Her performance was phenomenal, and she made that choice. And I thought, it really added to the pathos of her character. I really enjoyed that. And she's great. I love her. I just hope free Margot, one more season. Because, look, there's a lot of people that I've seen, like, talking about the show online are like, she got what she deserved. I'm like, did we watch the same show?
I will get into that, Rob, later in the live chat, too.
I mean, we have really lost our way as a country.
And have you seen Chris Stuckman did pull a nice video out about physical media?
Oh, no, I haven't seen that yet. But
they had a nice new video out about physical media and the observance of it.
I love that in the wake of, a lot of people have been sending me stuff about pictures about Best Buy not having physical media anymore. And I've been reading all these op-ed pieces. There was one on the Wrap, but it was behind a paywall, which I wanted to share on the show. But I'm like, I'm not going to fucking sign up for the Wrap's paywall. But somebody there's been many op-ed pieces written about physical media. And I find it interesting because it shows, like, the whole idea. We've been doing this show for 3 years now? Something like that?
Over
okay, we're in season 4 of this show.
Yeah.
And there's many there's many other physical media pundits on YouTube that have popped up. And everybody's talking about physical media like, as if it's a new thing. 2024 marks my 44th year buying physical media. 44 years. And physical media transformed Hollywood. Certainly the DVD world was a godsend to Hollywood. And the physical media has been a casualty of streaming. Streaming has run roughshod through the industry. And again, people embrace it without understanding like where it's going to go and what's happening. And now, physical media is the godsend of the industry. Look, as we know, physical media is definitely on the decline. Will it stick around as a niche market? Well, I think for a while, at any rate. But eventually, players are not going to be manufactured. I mean, people can say, well, what about vinyl? It's not vinyl. It's not analogous to vinyl because the amount of time and effort and money it costs to make physical media copies of things and is very different than vinyl. I mean, vinyl, you make a vinyl record, you put a stylus on it, and it plays. That's not the case for physical media. I mean, basically, the whole thing is different, but it'll stick around for a while. I mean, we'll always have it.
Yeah.
And eventually, but it's just the op-ed piece is really like everyone's bandwagoning this. Oh, the way you can save movies is, look, here's the thing. What's happening to film at the corporate level is what's happening to all of the world. As the planet becomes more corporatized and all of this, everything becomes, like you look at foreign countries like France will spend money on art. Their government will set aside, I mean, we have the National Endowment for the Arts and people bitch and moan and complain. But we need to figure out a balance in our society where not everything, human civilization can't just be about making profit. And that's where corporations have gone to. And, a cautionary tale like Rollerball, which is how we met, you got me that beautiful Rollerball is about that corporate future. Let's make entertainment now is going back to gladiatorial combat, not in the Coliseum, but in the roller rink, which why not? But I think that you know, again, we're having these interesting. The 21st century is going to be all about, I think, growing pains for the human race. We're going to go through hell, and we're going to figure out who we want to be, assuming we stick around. But we're going to have to make some tough choices, and part of that's going to be, what does it mean? What is a human life? What do we want to do? What is going to make human life worth living? Great physical media.
Yeah, and I would say, Rob, considering we're talking about For All Mankind and sci-fi, I did get a movie this week. I will have to watch it again, but for me, actually a total disappointment. And I wasn't even a big fan of the first one, but the second one got good reviews, and I thought, no, this could be better than the first. But for me, Rob, probably you loved it, but I couldn't get through it, Rob. The Wandering Earth, the second one. This is
The Wandering Earth 2.
4K, yeah, The Wandering Earth 2, the 4K steelbook from the UK, which comes with the poster. I have to watch it again, Rob, but for me, this was just, like you said, a little
I
bit
would
too
call
much gobbledygook, too much overlays, and then 3 hours long, Rob. No.
Well, I felt that way about the first Wandering Earth.
Yeah, Rob, but I thought this was the better one. The only good thing is it's a prequel. You can actually start with this one, Rob, because there is not much wandering in this.
Look, I think, and The Wandering Earth is based on a book by Shizun.
Don't know the
I
author.
can't even ever pronounce his name, but the same guy who wrote The Three Body Problem. The Wandering Earth. The Wandering Earth was it was too ridiculous. You know, I saw Wandering Earth in the theater, and I was excited to see it, and I love Asian sci-fi, but there's a difference. Even Asian sci-fi can be good or bad. The Wandering Earth was a bunch of gobbledygook. It was all over the place, and you know, because you have it's a different sensibility, and I think that the Chinese, whereas the Korean sensibility, I'm down with the Korean sensibility. The Chinese sensibility is all over the place, you know, in terms of their storytelling, and I think like the Hong Kong directors know what's up, but you know, the Chinese actually had a mandate. The Chinese government wanted to make more science fiction, which is sort of funny because science fiction has always disguised its subversive nature, but whatever. And Wandering Earth was a huge success in China and all that. It's just the storytelling, it doesn't, I mean, The Wandering Earth was just, it was so ridiculous. There were so many things that happened, and it was just way over the top.
But I like the concept, Rob. I like the concept.
Yeah.
Even if it's bonkers, but they jump from place to place, another overlay, the internet will go online, and God damn it, Rob. I couldn't get into the second one at all. Even like you always told us, get into with the whimsical of it, but I couldn't get into the second one.
Well, there's and again, there's a difference. There's a difference between the whimsy or annoying. You know, I mean, it's
a fine line.
It is a fine line. You know, you can. And I think the person that shows like Wes Anderson films, you can get the whimsy, you can push it too far.
Yeah.
But the Wandering Earth, look, I bought action figures from the Wandering Earth because they have cool designs and all that. But that movie, it was fun to watch in a big theater, but I wouldn't want to watch it again.
And this for me was even worse for me as the first one. But I bought it, Rob, on a nice 4K steelbook. You know, I will try it again, Rob. You know, second watch as always, but the first one, man.
Dude, I tried to watch Wandering Earth again when it was on Netflix, and I was like, I can't.
Yeah, again. I got it. Should I show some more, Rob?
Of course, why not?
Okay. Luckily, I have to be honest, people, I did hold some titles back last week, so I can have some to show this week. And someone, I think, in the live chat brought up, hopefully you bought The Man from Nowhere in 4K too. And I did, with The Wailing together, of course. Great action thriller from Korea, but I haven't seen.
Yeah, I haven't got mine yet. I gotta get that. Yeah,
The Man from Nowhere, totally great. Then I got this movie back in the day when it was released. It got a new 15th anniversary edition. Really looking forward to watching it again. Comes with a lot of special features. I bought That Girl again.
Ooh.
15th anniversary edition. Comes with the original cover artwork, but I think there's not a booklet inside. No, but you could switch it out. But this is just the O-ring cover. So That Girl, the anniversary edition, and I believe you showed it not last week. You did show it already on our best favorite of the year. I've got the JFK set, like you.
Oh,
like
did you watch JFK? Did you watch the?
Didn't get around to it, Rob. And what I like are the different cover variations. A little bit USA, considering blue and red. So I've got the JFK set, but I haven't dived into it. So there was the theatrical version, the director's cut, and bonus features on the set. The next one, Rob, your friend Chris Gore mentioned that movie, and I don't know the context anymore. I don't know if it was Leave the World Behind. And I thought, okay, I buy this movie because I have not seen this one. It's actually, I think, from the 80s, Rob. I bought Miracle.
Oh my God. Oh, have you watched it?
No, Rob, but I haven't seen it. I know a little bit about it because Chris Gore is even more spoilery than you know.
I got to tell you, that movie was directed by a guy named Steve DeJarnett, who directed some X-Files episodes. He also directed Cherry 2000. So he went to my college before I went to Evergreen. Before I went to USC, I went to the Evergreen State College in Washington State. He went there too. So I saw that movie at the Seattle Film Festival. And it was part of their, I want to say, no, maybe it wasn't part of the Secret Festival. So I saw it at the Seattle Film Festival knowing nothing about it.
Which is probably the best way.
It's the best way to see it. I mean, if you knew nothing about it, and you think that it's like this, it was a rom-com,
perhaps, Rob. A rom-com?
It was a rom-com. You think it's a rom-com, and it's Anthony Edwards and Mayor Winningham, and Mayor Winningham, of course, had been in like St. Elmo's Fire, and Anthony Edwards. I think it might have been before Top Gun. Denise Crosby's in it, Tasha Yar. Yeah. And for those of you who know the movie, I won't totally spoil it, but
don't bring the big Chris Gore up.
Well, it's so funny because, and it's set at a very famous diner in Los Angeles that's right across the street from the Motion Picture Academy Museum, and it's right in the middle of the Miracle Mile district on the corner of La Brea and Wilshire Boulevard. Big LA landmark. And what was so great in this movie was, so you're watching this movie and they meet and everything, and then for whatever reason Anthony Edwards answers a payphone outside of the diner, and on the payphone you hear this guy going, "You're not going to believe this. It's really happened. It's happened. The missiles are flying." And Anthony Edwards was listening to this what? And he's go, "Who is this?" And the guy on the other end of the line goes, "Wait a minute, isn't this?" And he's dialed the wrong number. And he hangs up the phone. And Anthony Edwards is standing there going, "Wait, the missiles are flying? What do you mean?"
What?
I'm going to hang up the phone. And it goes from there. And seeing this in a theater for the first time with a packed house of people that knew nothing about this, it was a total surprise. It was one of those things where when the movie was over, we're all just like, "Oh my God," watching
Was it a gut punch, Rob?
It was a gut punch.
Okay.
It was a gut punch. Okay. And Steve DeJarnett, you go, Steve DeJarnett. But that's actually a great disc. I think you're going to have a lot of fun with it.
It was actually, Rob, not that easy to get it because it's, I don't know if it's out of print, but
it is. It's
on
Amazon. That's the old Arrow title.
Third party. Yeah, it was a third party.
Yeah, it's out of print.
Yeah.
It's great.
Yeah.
Nicely done, son.
Cat in the back, Rob. The movie comes in two versions, and how could I say no, Rob, to a movie that's called Kill, Butterfly, Kill.
I don't know. I don't know how you can say no to
version.
that.
There is, I believe, an American version where the movie is called. Let me just see. It says American Commando 6, which is a little bit of a versatile cover artwork here. So really looking forward to this one, which seems right up my alley. Kill Butterfly Kill. And this one probably won't go any further, but the sequel I thought as a nice companion piece to the first one from Arrow, the Tremors 2 Aftershock in green. I decided the first one in orange, and I go with the second one in green. And it has, of course, the original cover artwork. And you have to be careful again with Arrow, because Blu-ray and 4K are separate releases, but with the same cover artwork. It has the poster for it. And I remember the sequel being pretty decent, considering for me the first one is a 10 out of 10. So let me just see. Here is the poster for the cover of the box, and of course the original cover artwork, and it comes with a booklet too, considering Tremors 2 Aftershocks. So
yeah, you know, I
really
love the first Tremors. I didn't get that set. I don't know.
Understandable. That's understandable. Because it was a direct-to-video title, Rob. Or was it? Or was
I think it might have been.
I think it was a direct-to-video title. So this was a little bit of my first haul, considering our purchases.
Respectable. You know, I'll
more later.
Yeah, I mean, it was the beginning of the year. You know, what do you expect? There's not a whole lot of they haven't even updated sales figures yet for the news.
Yeah.
So what can you do? For me, would it surprise you to know that I did get a box from our unofficial sponsor?
Unofficial sponsor. Okay.
You know, it's funny because I don't keep up with them on the forums. So I don't know what's coming out from our beloved Kino Lorber. But whenever they send me a box, and I think I'm getting another box tomorrow, I'm astonished at the breadth of their releases. Ooh. So and they are sending me DVDs as well. And what's really interesting is one of the things that they've been doing that I love that Kino Lorber has been doing, and I'm glad they're sending me things on DVD actually, is because they're always sending me these documentaries from around the world, and they're all really good. They're all like Sundance award-winning documentaries. So one of the things I got, the first thing I got from Kino Lorber is the Smoke Sauna Sisterhood. Yeah, now check this out. This won an award at Sundance. Okay. Women share their innermost secrets and intimate experiences. Right up my alley. Inside an Estonian smoke sauna. Well, I didn't even know there were Estonian smoke saunas. Cleansing their bodies and bearing their souls, they embrace the healing power of sisterhood. Anna Hint's Sundance-winning documentary celebrates the centuries-old smoke sauna tradition, recognized on the UNESCO representative list of the intangible cultural heritage of humanity. Count me in. I mean, thank you for that, Kino Lorber. I want to take a smoke. I mean, I haven't watched it yet, but they sent me. I mean, I got the Tom Wolfe documentary from them last year. I got the Joyce Carol Oates documentary. I got the great documentary on Laemmle Theaters and Greg Laemmle, only in theaters. They hooked me up and I interviewed Greg Laemmle. You know, it was great. So thank you, Kino Lorber. That's just one of a few things. Then of course, they keep going with their amazing box sets of film noir movies. The Film Noir Collection 16, The Dark Side of Cinema. And this time there's, they put in 3 movies. And these are, again, they do such a good job. Hey, did you think Iron Man starred Robert Downey Jr.? No.
Ooh. No.
Here's Iron Man, and you look back, this one, it usually says from 1951. I've never seen, and most of these I have never seen.
Cat in the Bags, bro.
Cat in the Bags. Chicago Deadline. I got to ask Max Allen Collins about this one. Chicago Deadline with Donna Reed. With Donna Reed and Alan Ladd. And then, look at this. Edgar Allan Poe's The Mystery of Marie Roget. These are great. I love this. I love this ongoing collection of film noir films.
This is box 16 already?
16. Come on.
Insane.
Like if you watch Heath's channel, if you watch Serial at midnight, you can see he's got them all lined up behind him. So Kino Lorber, I came in late. I should call Matt up at Kino Lorber and go, bro, I need all the rest
I'm missing a few.
I need the rest of the box sets. And then, again, now I had been buying these before Kino Lorber started hooking up.
Yeah.
These Fernando de Leo movies from Raro. A lot of these are great. These are like crime thrillers. Ursula Andress, Loaded Guns. I'm really a fan of Fernando de Leo, and most of his films are really worth watching. And it's amazing. I don't know how many. I should look up how many movies did he make, because I must have 10. Fernando de Leo and Ursula Andress is in this one. So,
just looking.
I know, right? And then they sent me and again, this is such a random. This is the box they sent me, and the last one that came in the box was a movie called Split Image that I actually saw in a theater when it came out, and it's about cults and deprogramming.
Right up your alley.
There's unfortunately not a satanic cult.
Oh,
okay. I know.
Missing
One day, I love my satanic cults. I wish I could join one, and I wish they were real. I wish that because I would throw in with Old Scratch. If you wanted my soul, that's fine, but just give me some earthly pleasures. But so this movie, which I saw in the theater, Karen Allen, that's right, Raiders, James Woods, Elizabeth Ashley, Brian Dennehy, and Peter Fonda. Again, and this is from 1982, and I saw it when it came out. Bill Conti, Rocky himself, or the Rocky score. Bill Conti wrote the score. So that was a box set.
Was this movie ever released?
Yeah, I saw it in the theater.
Yeah, in the theater, but as on physical media.
I don't know, and it's funny because Kino is acquiring. Maybe this. This is it's Polygram, so like Usual Suspects is Polygram too. Yeah. Maybe it was an MGM, but I don't know. It's a brand new HD master, so maybe it wasn't. I don't know. And it's wild that they're putting this stuff out. Kino Lorber's output's really interesting. Okay, speaking of Kino Lorber, it's not in the news today, but they're putting out a football movie that my dad took me to that I've always loved called North Dallas 40 that stars Mac Davis and Nick Nolte. It's got a great music score, and they're putting it out in 4K. Probably because it's a Paramount film, and I'm like, that comes out at I maybe in March, and I'm like, oh my god, and the submarine movie Run Silent, Run Deep they're putting out. I should get that this week at some point. But they just put out Kino Lorber. The stuff they're putting out is incredible. Between 4K, I never thought I'd get North Dallas 40 in 4K. Thank you, Kino Lorber.
And pretty fast too, Rob, considering the amount of titles.
Dude, it's unbelievable. Unbelievable. Yeah. So, yeah. So that's part of what I got this week.
Okay. Where do we go, Rob? What have we left to do? Because I have no letters. I didn't get any letters.
I have a letter.
Okay. Nice.
Would you like me to? Hang on. Let me get the letter, and I will read it. I will read it for all of you. This letter comes to us from B. Depp.
Oh,
B.
nice.
Depp. B. Depp writes a letter. Physical Media Stuff, says B. Depp. Hello, Robert and Dieter. A couple of physical media related things for you.
Yeah.
Did you happen to see that the Star Wars Icons Unearthed series from Vice is coming out on Blu-ray on March 12th? I did not. It says it contains over 6 extra hours of unseen interviews, including more with Marsha Lucas. That alone makes me want to buy it. Marsha Lucas makes me want to buy it. Also picked up Eddie Murphy's Raw on Blu-ray this week. I completely forgot about the extremely young Samuel L. Jackson in the family skit at the beginning. I totally did too. A related rhetorical question for you. Why is Delirious not available on Blu-ray? That's a good question. I don't know. That was a staple of VHS. I had the VHS for Delirious. I think I watched that Eddie Murphy special 100 times. Good question. I don't know, B-Dep. And B-Dep goes on and says, lastly, onward FC Saarbrücken.
Hope so, B-Dep. Hope so. During the next poker, during the next game.
Well, we shall see.
Yeah.
Shall we not?
If we can advance one round further, that would be insane. Insane.
Yes, indeed. So that's our letter. Let's see if anyone's fired in any questions or anything.
Yeah.
A performing artist sends in a super chat and says, the legend Robert Redford, what are his top 3 films? Robert Red, that's a tough one.
Yeah. That's Rob. That is one of those questions. You know, I would have to see actually the list what he has.
Yeah, I mean, but I would say off the top of my head, I would say like Robert Redford. I think at least 1 and 2.
Yeah.
I mean, for me, for me, I would say, The Sting, Butch Cassidy and the Sundance Kid, and All the President's Men. Just off the top of my head. But then again, other Robert Redford movies I love, The Electric Horseman, 3 Days of the Condor, Sneakers.
Condor,
you know, but yeah.
He has done a few.
No, he's done a few. But that's what I would say that off the top of my head, The Sting, Butch Cassidy and the Sundance Kid, and All the President's Men would probably be my ultimate.
The top 3.
Yeah, the top 3. But, you know, I mean, I'd have to look into that. That's just off the top of my head.
Yeah.
So
performing artist, hopefully you are satisfied this time with the answer.
Yeah, those aren't very sexy or very insightful answers. I think most people would probably say that. But I'd have to look at like Robert Redford's entire filmography because, you know, there's other movies he was in I really like Jeremiah Johnson, you know, and The Way We Were, which just came out on, I like that, you know, so, but I wouldn't put it top.
You ask
tier.
about more versions of that movie that you mentioned, weren't there? More versions
of The Way We Were.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. In the Blu-ray, they added in. There's Barbara Streisand added in this deleted scene that kind of wrapped up the political story and wrapped up her story, so you can get both versions on the 4K discs.
Okay. Nice.
So in the package,
always great. Always great.
Yes, indeed, that is true. Jake Schuler became a member, became a PGS hero. We will be having a member chat next week for those members. That is very cool. Terrier has been a member of this channel for 33 months, all the way from Norwegian. All the way from Norwegian. What is Norwegian? All the way from Norway. And 5 Dot Toast gifted a Burnettwork membership. So thank you for that, 5 Dot Toast. I like 5 Dot Toast. Great support of the channel. Thank you very much. Very much appreciated. Admiral Terrier says, Miracle Mile is what I call the period of time before ejaculating, waiting for the woman to finish first. Just saying. Well, Terrier, spoken like a true Norwegian.
Yeah.
Now I can never not think that. I'm on the Miracle Mile now.
Mile now.
For those of you who have never been to Los Angeles, the Miracle Mile is basically a neighborhood. It's a section of Wilshire Boulevard on kind of between Beverly Hills and downtown. Actually, it's between Beverly Hills and I guess Koreatown's part of it too. And they've just built a subway underneath it. So that is also where the LA County Museum of Art is. It's where the
So the title, Rob, doesn't give anything away.
The title does not give anything away.
We have to rebrand this in Germany. Perhaps I have seen it, Rob, and the German title was completely different.
I can't even speculate what the German title would be. I don't want to speculate.
I have to check that on IMDb if the movie gotten a different title here, and I perhaps know it under a different title, but I don't think so. I don't think so. Chris Gore talked about it, and I don't know the context anymore. I think it was Leave the World Behind. Considering the scenario a little bit.
Yeah, I could see that. Discussing Leave the World Behind might lead into a conversation about Miracle Mile. I mean, it's the funny thing about Miracle Mile is it the twist makes it memorable, and it's just, and I think it has rewatchability, but it's I liked it. All I can say is I liked it. I thought it was good. I enjoyed it.
Rob, should I go through the live chat? Your favorite?
Hey, if you want to go through the live chat, why not? Why not? I mean, we're light on disc releases and we're light on news, but that doesn't mean we can't be entertaining. So don't tune out. Don't tune out. There's still stuff to talk about.
Previously on Let's Get Physical Media, Konto 007. I love that thumbnail. Rob rocks a beard, silver fox. Who doesn't love our new thumbnail done by Alec Deegan? Dondon Rangers Power. Rob, I love that enterprising dedication plaque. Rob, can you show us the plaque again? The Enterprise dedication plaque that you have behind you.
Okay. Here it is.
There it is.
This is a genuine, comes from the art department. This is the actual Enterprise G dedication plaque from Star Trek Picard Season 3. This is not a reproduction.
Yeah. And don't dive into how you got that.
How did I get this? I'll never tell.
Okay.
I will never tell. But
we leave it at that.
Stuff just shows up, man.
And Rob, Beat-Up said, it's not a verkackte show, Rob. I love this show, because you said last week it's a verkackte show, It's not, Rob. It's not.
Well, it's a unique show. Verkackte maybe is going a little too far, but it is kind of like, other people do reviews, like, our friend Paul, Twin Flicks.
Yeah.
Twin Flicks, he does a really good job, very studious. He prepares. When he does, he compares and contrasts Blu-rays and does that. So he's like, he actually takes time.
Exactly, Rob.
and I Serial at Midnight, like Heath does, but I like the freewheeling nature of what we do here.
Yeah, and I still like to talk with you about other stuff, even if physical media is, of course, the heart of the show. And Chatman said, "Thank you for the Black Hat recommendation, Rob. The director's cut is vastly superior." This came from Chatman.
It is.
And Rob, last week you said in the news you will have a title you couldn't imagine that this title is getting released, and Adventure Square had the right idea about the title, because he said, if it's Little Darlings, I agree. He didn't know what you had in the news section, but he said, Adventure Square, if it's Little Darlings, I agree. Simon Levasseur said, nice Asker shirt, Dieter. And yes, of course, I love my Asker shirt. Altmetall, I don't like Cynthia Rothrock movies, but it's always a pleasure to have kick-ass guests. Hopefully, we'll get to that. And Beat-Up said, getting some homework for Cynthia, yes. And this afternoon, before I started to get my setup up, I watched Millionaire's Express from Sammo Hung with Yun Pugh, and of course, Cynthia has a small part in it. And Rob, the insane thing about this Eureka release, it contains 4 versions of the movie. 4 versions.
Wow.
There's the Hong Kong cut, the international cut. What is the third one? But there's a hybrid cut, Rob, which contains every scene, from every version put it together. This was the one that I watched this afternoon. Millionaire's Express. And I think it is, I don't know, I would say for Sammo, is probably his most expensive movie, perhaps, considering the production. And I think he put every person he knows, considering the film business in Hong Kong, into that movie. Josh Merker said, physical media is the only way to enjoy movies and TV shows, especially if you're in a position where you can stream from the internet for whatever reason. Exactly. Blade Out said, Flower Moon sounds like a huge bummer movie. I wouldn't say bummer, but finally I saw it, Rob, because it was released finally on Apple this Friday, and I thought it was good. For me, not a problem, Rob. For me, the only thing is it's pretty straightforward narrative-wise. So for me, if somebody says, I won't do a review about Killers of the Flower Moon, I won't spoil anything, there's probably not that much to spoil. It's pretty straightforward. You know who the bad guy is, who know what they are doing. So there was not much surprises along the way. Everything from the production standpoint is, of course, top-notch, considering Killers of the Flower Moon. But for me, the storytelling is pretty plain, simple, straightforward, no big surprises. And I heard, Rob, their first plan was to do it more from the FBI side. Is that correct?
That's right.
Okay. And then they changed it. Okay. So this was Killers of the Flower Moon. Irene Jobson, Rob and his lovely handsome sweater, Dieter and his awesome crazy t-shirt. Irene, we are always trying to be in a perfect balance here on the show. Jose Taco, where's a good place to see if a good or bad quality 4K discs or to wait for a better quality? Just look at the usual websites that I use is, of course, the digital bits from Bill Hunt or Blu-ray.com or High Def Digest to see what they are saying about the quality. But like movies...
DVD Beaver.
Yeah, DVD
Beaver.
But it's like actually with movies themselves, you only can judge for yourself because Titanic got great reviews. I am not happy with the 4K transfer, So it's a give or take. Jose Taco. Irene Jobson. I want to rub my hands across Dieter's hair. It looks like it has it's just long enough but short enough look to give it like the hedgehog feels. Let me just check, Irene. Yeah, you're right, Irene. It's a little bit like hedgehog, a little bit too small at the moment. That's what is left, Irene. Kenneth Graley Jr. Titans was a show that got really good the last 3 seasons, and season 4 is really good. And I got this week or last week, I got the 3rd season, so I got all seasons for Titans, which actually features some bonus features, but it's probably just some EPK stuff. Timens, Dieter, you've got your JFK by Shout Factory. Yes, Tim, I got it this week. Brenton Coast, I thought Leave the World Behind was all about the lack of physical media and how most people won't have shows or movies to watch if the internet shuts down. I still have to watch the movie. Damn. Irene Jobson, I do like Billy Idol, maybe not enough to watch a movie. Well, Irene, it was not a movie, it was a concert that he did at the Hoover Dam, which I watched yesterday, Rob. Really great disc. It has Dolby Atmos track, DTS 5.1. Sound was great. Had to turn it a little bit up, but was great. And the location is, of course, great considering the Hoover Dam in the back. But the Hoover Dam is, of course, not a concert venue in general. So they only played on the helipad in front of 200 people. So it's
Right.
a special location, but not really made for a concert venue. But it was great. They started playing during the day, and then the concert did go into the night. So for me, really great disc. And at the beginning, Billy gave us a little bit of a history lesson when the dam was built, why it was built. So you got a little bit of history lesson from Billy in it too. And at the bottom of the dam, he did with Steve Stevens a little bit of an acoustic set, 3 songs. That is in the bonus feature. So really, for all Billy Idol fans, big recommendation considering playing at the Hoover Dam. Thomas Bartholdi, I'd love to see a 4K entire box set of every James Bond film. I'm sure they have it. We have it not until now. So I don't know if we will ever get a 4K box of all 007 movies. Like Rob said, they missed a chance considering the birthday. The Blue Corner. Hopefully, I showed it already. Hopefully, here it is. Hopefully you bought The Man from Nowhere 4K from Velgo that came out the same day too. Yes, I did, but I saved it. If I could have shown it last week. Gordon Medell. I want a box of goodies from Dieter. Okay. Let's see what we can do about that. And since Rob gives a shout out to Kino Lorber and of course Warner Archive, I wanted my shout out last week too. And Tim Mann said, what is Dietz sponsoring? All the unwatched trash he has stashed. Yeah. Unbelievable. Gordon Waddell, I need that Phantasm 4K. Well, Gordon, look me up on Instagram. Perhaps we can see if we can do something. And considering Phantasm plays
you can't have mine, I'll tell you that.
Yeah. PlayStation Agent says, you play a good game, boy.
But the game is finished. Now you die.
Yeah. The Blue Corner. Man, I hate the German titles. Well, Blue Corner, there will be a title coming up that will blow your mind, considering the German title of the movie. I will get the Blu-ray just for the title alone. I don't know who came up with it, but we will have to wait. It will be probably in the beginning of February. So hold on to your butts. The Blue Corner. There will be a German title that will blow everything before that away.
Come on, really?
Yeah, totally, Rob. Totally. I promise you. Gordon Waddell, I'm incredible disappointed when I watched In Lake a week ago. Come on, Gordon. How could that be? Brendan Coast, I showed my kids a cassette Walkman, and they were like, what the fuck is that? Okay. Hope you could give them
they're making a new
explanation.
One? There's a company making a new cassette Walkman that Bill Hunt showed.
A cassette with actual cassettes from back in the day, Rob? Are they really?
Yep.
Can you still buy those tapes? Are they still available at some place?
Dude, I got mixtapes I made in the 80s. I'm going to rock my own mixtapes.
Yeah, you did the old stuff, Rob. But
it'll show me how much in love with myself I am.
Strange. Secular Monk. Dieter can send Rob all of his empty cases since his reorganization. It's probably not a bad idea. We talked about the new WGA guidelines. Paul Allen Brunotto. Being a screenwriter, I oppose the WGA new guidelines. Gordon Waddell. None of this identity shit will matter when the aliens invade and want our planet. Totally correct. Thomas Bartholdi, if I was on Rob's ship... Sorry, Rob?
I look forward to that day.
Yeah. Thomas Bartholdi, if I was on Rob's ship, I'd totally be a Klingon chef.
Love it.
Making some dishes. And unfortunately, Rob is not finished yet, but Adventure Square said Blue Eye Samurai is transcendent. B-Dep, Blue Eye Samurai is so good. Retro Nerd Girl, Blue Eyed Samurai is one of my favorite new things from 2023. I couldn't agree more. And Retro Nerd Girl, okay, this was the same thing, yeah. Scorsese was right. Poor Things, easily greatest film of 2020. Rob, have you seen Poor Things?
Yes, and I loved it.
Loved it. Great to know. Irene Jobson. Rob loves Shuttle Base. That is a given, Irene. Vegas Robocop. My collection shows up throughout the documentary, the Robodoc. And I've been through it, through all 4 episodes. Really great documentary about the production of Robocop. They leave no stone unturned, even if the editions that we gotten already came with great bonus features. Paul and Brunotto, I own the European Blu-ray version of Robodoc. It's excellent. Secular Monk, one Aaron Eckhart film that needs a 4K is Thank You for Smoking.
Oh, yeah, it's great.
To the best of my knowledge, it only has a DVD. I think you're right, Secular Monk. I think I've never seen Thank You for Smoking on Blu-ray. Great movie. Carlito Classico. I haven't went to Best Buy or Target for 4K Blu-rays in at least a year. They dwindled it down so much the last couple of years. It almost makes me cry. Thankful for Scream Factory, boutiques, and others. We all are. Tim Hens. The Warriors is very tame to today's standard. Yeah, like I said last week, it's gotten rated down here from an 18 to just a 12. Rob, we talked about it at the beginning. For All Mankind. Here comes Gordon Waddell. Margot is a traitor! Needs to go to prison. And Paul Allen Brunotto asked us last week about our favorite Cynthia Rothrock movie, and I helped Rob a little bit out, just say righting wrongs. And he said, great choice, Rob. Great choice.
All right.
Gordon Waddell, the cover of Contagion, which contains just the marks, inspired me not to buy it. And the Contagion steelbook artwork is better. I didn't know there was a...
I didn't know there was either, but it's got to be better than that cover.
Yeah, but the masked one is a 4K release. Perhaps he means an older Blu-ray steelbook.
Yeah, it could be an older one.
I don't know. Alpmetal, oh my god, what is the Guyver? Come on, Alpmetal, you don't know the Guyver? That is the only thing I forgot to put out. I wanted to see if I could find the old animated show, which I did had on VHS back in the day, considering the Guyver. Rob, you showed us that Vinegar Syndrome will release Southern Comfort on 4K.
Yeah.
And Irene Jobson said, Southern Comfort, a drink, and my lady part's nickname. Irene Jobson.
Wow.
Irene Jobson.
You know, that's some physical media.
Yeah. Daniel, I don't know how to pronounce his last name. Daniel Huyun. Hollywood needs to be broken up. 5 companies cannot control our entertainment. There needs to be 30, 40, 50 companies giving us our media. Adventure Square. I don't know why I imagine myself as a safari hunter swooshing a machete whenever I hear bush porn. A performing artist said, this is supposedly a forgotten horror gem from last week, Cobweb. So, a performing artist, have you seen Cobweb? Did you like it? I had a great time with Cobweb. Indiana Jake, Disney is so lucky to have James Cameron's franchise, the Avatar franchise. Danzig, 1979. Peter, thanks for the post on Instagram. You're welcome. I had to clip that out because it was in the chat and would have disappeared otherwise. Gordon Waddell, Dieter, okay, since your beer had the Trooper, I made a Trooper. British beer is my second favorite after Sherman. Paul and Brunotto, A Man Gravity is one of my favorite movies, such a 4K crime that they did with the transfer. Tim Hens, are these Musketeer movies going to be only 2 movies, or will they do a trilogy? As far as I know, Tim, they filmed the movies. I think Mark Hamill said it back to 2 Musketeer movies that are in French.
I'm dying to get those.
Yeah, and like I said, Rob, I will wait. Perhaps there will be a box set with both of those movies, because Walter Whitewalker said, "Wait, Eva Green? What the fuck? Yes, she is in the movie, and she's probably playing the Betty in the Musketeer movies." Charlie the Unicorn, Dieter is truly metal. Altmetall, the new movie from Kim Chi-won is called Cobweb 2. I'm eager to watch it. I have to remind myself, there is another movie that's called Cobweb, a Korean movie from Kim Chi-won. Is the WGA form box to check? Is the last WGA form box to check? Do you like me? This was this was the live chat drop from last week.
Well, there you go. We got some 5 Dot Toast sends in a $20 super chat and says, I've recently been getting back into vinyl for the more dynamic mastering. Do you all have any go-to LPs that have a fond place in your physical hearts? Well, it's interesting to me because, like, when I was in high school and college, I collected 12-inch remixes. And those were the things, like, I found various remixes from the UK and Japan, and I had hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of them. Actually, one of my college roommates still has them because she taught aerobics, and she would use all my 12 inches to make aerobics tapes. Actually, Priscilla Joan Bell. And if you want to take, she's in Seattle. She still teaches physical fitness. She's still incredibly fit. And so for me, I was always a 12-inch remix guy. I mean, I still loved it. Was soundtracks, and it was Brit. I love Brit pop, new wave, all that stuff. But in terms of what's interesting now is like one of the things they've been re-releasing like Prince albums, on heavier gauge vinyl, and I have a really great box set they re-released. I want to say like, I don't know, 5, 6, 7 years ago. Frankie Goes to Hollywood's Welcome to the Pleasure Dome. Incredible remaster. It actually comes with a cassette single. I can play it on one of those new Walkmans. So, and then they had like original master recording stuff, but mostly I went to CD. Once I had CDs, I left the vinyl world behind.
For me, I don't remember the specific qualities like Rob, but for me it was always great when it was a double LP, a double vinyl that you could open up with great cover artwork like the Iron Maiden Live After Death artwork. So I've always loved, like Laserdisc, if you could open it up.
Oh yeah,
the LP. That was always great.
Yeah, but there's so many. I don't have one in particular that
no.
But I certainly had a lot. So yeah, there was a lot. I have very fond memories of my LP collections and making mixtapes and all of that. Stubble McShave sends in a tip and says, so they're doing a Top Gun 3. I think AI will play a big part. Maybe it will be a Top Gun War Games crossover. Well, some friends of mine, Zach Stentz and Ashley Miller, had written a draft of Top Gun Maverick. It was just called Top Gun 2, and AI did feature heavily. The difference between AI with drones and fighter pilots. So I'm sure you're absolutely right about that. It probably will 100% be about AI and the difference between human pilots.
So will it bleed it into Mission Impossible?
I could see it happening. I could see it happening. Why?
I'm not so sure with the third one.
The Vixter says, Vixter 501, Victoria says, I won an eBay auction of a Clue 4K today. A Shout Factory wouldn't ship to the UK. One of my childhood favorites. I see you have your parcel, Rob. I did get a parcel from Vixter.
Oh,
and first of all, so I heard about this Japanese movie from 1969 that starred a trans actor that apparently was heavily, Stanley Kubrick was heavily influenced when he made A Clockwork Orange about this movie. And I did not know this. This was out of left field. And then I became obsessed with seeing it. And it turns out BFI put out, in the UK, put out the definitive edition. And it is called Funeral Parade of Roses. And here it is from the Vixter. The Vixter got it for me. It's chock-a-block full of special features. It is Region B, so double disc
What
set.
company, Rob? What company?
It's BFI. BFI. They always do a fantastic job. So the Vixter got me this. Now, I also said, hey, if you could find that 1 out of 2,000 set of The Exorcist, maybe you could help a brother out. Well, we'll see. We'll see if she did. But she also included this, a movie I really want to see, Michael Caine and Glenda Jackson in The Great Escaper. And if you've seen this,
I heard about it from Tim Hens. It's a great movie.
It's supposed to be a great movie, and she sent it to me. I wasn't expecting this. She included it. So
the cover looks like it would be an old movie, but it's not.
No, it's a brand new movie. I love Glenda Jackson and Michael Caine. Maybe it's a spiritual sequel to Hopscotch, but it looks
the cover
great.
looks almost like a Warner Archive title, Rob.
It does. It does, but it's a brand new title.
Yeah.
And then the Vixter, man, I got to go to England and hang with the lovely Emma Bannon and the Vixter and go to see some movies and all that.
Ooh, look at that.
Now, here's something interesting. So it's kind of got... they bitched and moaned how everybody talked about you could see the oil mark. It's true, but I don't care. Whatever. Every one of them has it on there. But so here's the Bible version, the physical media, the Bible version of The Exorcist that I desperately wanted. And I have to say, worth it. I'm just going to say that this is actually 1823 out of 2000. And so this is, it's my favorite horror film of all time. This will take its place. I mean, this is so nice. It opens up. You've got inside. I mean, it's even like you've even got a little bookmark in there. Yeah. I mean, this is really nicely done. Did we get this in America? No. And so in it, you've got, of course...
Steelbook, okay.
You've got the Steelbook, which is beautiful. I mean, this is a gorgeous Steelbook. And then, of course, this is what they used for... What's interesting is this is what they used for the special edition, this artwork in America. And there's all kinds of... I won't open it all up, but there's all kinds of stuff in here. And then also... What's this is really neat, but when you hang on, in the box, so you see this in the back, but now you open it up. But yeah, you open it up further, like so this is pretty clever. So that comes out, and here is the book from BFI, that Mark Kermode's book.
Nice. Awesome.
So this is a great set. I now owe Vixter money. And I thank her for sending this to me. That was very nice that she kept up the hunt and was able to get this, because this was one of the things I most wanted from last year that I could not get because we got hosed. And there was only 2,000 of them.
2,000, yeah.
And... thank you, Vixter. I'm so happy to have this to put on my shelf. So that was a lovely box to receive.
You can sleep at night again, Rob.
I can sleep at night because I've got this awesome set. And thank you to the Vixter for that.
Nice. Yes. Awesome. Great.
So thank you, Vicky. Victoria. Does she go by Vicky? I don't know. Vixter.
Perhaps.
You know what? If my name was Victoria, I wouldn't allow people to call me Vicky. Victoria is a great name.
Yeah.
Vicky's not bad.
So are you done with your horror, Rob?
No. Are you?
Still have? Yes. No, I have 4 left, Rob.
Over to you, bro.
Okay. And all 4, Rob, are from Vinegar Syndrome. And you already showed 2, but I don't think perhaps in detail. I've got, of course, which came out of the blue.
Out of the blue. The Cronenberg, between Existence, The Dead Zone.
I just love the bone gun.
Oh, yeah.
Comes with the 4K and the Blu-ray.
Yeah.
It has reversible cover artwork, but it is the same as...
Yeah, that's what I did too. Yeah, so you have both.
Yeah, you have both, but I like the gun the most. And it's always great when a title comes out that you didn't even know. And I was totally taken aback when Terry showed me his shopping list, and I thought, wait, what did you buy? Existence in 4K?
Yeah.
When did that get released?
I felt the
didn't know about it.
same way. I felt the exact same way.
So thank you, Terry.
It was
reminding me.
it was a Cronenberg Christmas.
Yeah. And who is who? What is the new movie called, Rob, from David?
The Shrouds.
The Shroud. Okay.
The Shrouds.
Okay. This one you showed two, Rob, and it will get a release here from Play On, but just for the first one. But this is the Vinegar Syndrome is the first 3 the Prophecy set that Rob said show 2. Can open it up here.
That's like their Demons box set, which I really love.
Yeah. So the Prophecy, which comes 1, 2, 3.
Did
Actually,
you watch
4 because I didn't get around to it, Rob. So let me just see. We've got 4K and Blu-ray because the second and the third are on one disc, and it is the same for the Blu-rays. And I think the Prophecy franchise has even, I believe, five titles. But the first 3 are with Christopher Walken, I believe. So, and Play On will only release the most important one, the first one, in a special edition itself, which looks totally awesome too. The Prophecy, 1, 2, 3. I've seen the first one, but I didn't know there was a second one. Hopefully, category 3, Rob. I bought from Vinegar Syndrome, Untold Story 2.
Well, there you go.
So, hopefully, you can just see. I can get it out. Because I know the first one, but I didn't know there was a second one. You can just see, newly scanned and restored.
Untold Story is such a warm, family-friendly movie.
Totally. A nice Sunday afternoon coffee and cake movie, Rob, you know? Yeah. Okay, and of course, for the poster with the 2 artworks and little bootleg. Rob, it is a nice movie. Look at that. Look at that booklet here. Look at here. looks like Miracle Mile, you know, nice rom-com. Yeah, missiles are flying. Rob, what are you talking about? Missiles are flying. Are you insane? So, the Untold Story 2, and the last one, Cat in the Bag, Rob, from Vinegar Syndrome. Perhaps you know the movie. I bought the black.
No, I haven't seen that. I saw they're putting that. I have no idea.
Look, nice artwork here. Of course, I did a little bit of a research. You have a different cover here. So hopefully a nice Cat in the Bag black room from Vinegar Syndrome. And like you said, they're already in the mix for great new titles, Southern Comfort, Little Darlings, and I think Black Cat, Rob, 1 and 2, they make is a set available, but not in 4K. The Hong Kong action movie, the female Nikita version from Hong Kong.
Well,
so this is my haul.
I got 2 more.
Okay.
You know how I showed the Avatar slipcase, the new version, the final? Well, it was so good. It had so many...
From the first one.
Yeah, the first one. It had so many special features. I was like, do I really need Avatar 2, The Way of Water? And the answer, Dieter, is yes.
Is always yes.
Yes, I did. And I did get the Avatar Way of Water slipcase version. Look, I'm kind of pissed, to be honest. 3 months later, they released... They did not announce, I don't think, that they were releasing these. Obviously, these sets are definitive. It's Cameron, and I'm an Avatar lover. I'll tell you, I enjoy these movies. And again, you've got the really cool fold-out stuff in them.
Shiny, Rob, shiny.
Very shiny. So you got the but here's the problem. Oops, there's the digital. I never use. So you look at this, right? I wasn't going to get this because I figured, okay, it's not like there's 3 different cuts of the movie. Like with the Avatar 4K, they did not originally put the other 2 cuts of the movie, and I like the long version of Avatar where you see Jake Sully on Earth more and all that. But this has a third Blu-ray that's all new. That's got behind the scenes. John Lando, the producer, does a behind the scenes presentation. There's a piece called Memories of Avatar. There's a production design panel. There's 11 scenes that are deconstructed, and there's 12 deleted scenes. So there's a lot of material on this disc, and I'm like, well, God,
and the
damn it, as you would say.
And the first release already had, I believe, a 3-hour making of that came with it.
Yeah, and that's here too, on the Blu-ray.
But now, it's great that both editions fit together. That are both digipacks,
Yeah, they did. It's a beautiful thing. So I've got a huge box of discs. I'm either gonna trade in or maybe even sell if people want them. I've got a lot of Blu-ray titles that I'm just gonna get rid of because they're all duplicates. I've forgotten how much stuff. But now my disc of the week. Would you like to know what my disc of the week is? Hideously expensive. Hideously expensive.
I know it, Rob. I know it, and I bought it too. After I saw it, you put it on Insta.
So this is Park Chan-wook's Oldboy, part of the middle movie of his Vengeance trilogy, Sympathy for Mr. Vengeance, Oldboy, and Lady Vengeance. What is interesting about this is it's like a Korean release. Now, this was released domestically by Neon, but it's got this paper, cover. It's slipcase.
And they're putting it out in the theaters again. I thought they were the company who did put it out in the theaters again.
Yeah, and so you get a really nice. I mean, this is totally a Korean release. It feels and looks like a Korean release. Here's the books. The discs are in here. It's a great book that has artwork and essays and storyboards and stuff. This is really nice. It comes with as many, Korean releases come with. Let me get this out. I don't even know what's in here. But it's probably art cards or something. Let's find out together, shall we?
And it has the nice design of the present that he has in the movie. That when you fold it out.
Yeah, totally. Now again, they probably just took. So these are different frames from the movie that they show with time codes and stuff. This is so very Korean. So kudos to Neon for doing that. But now here's the thing. As we all know, swag is fine, but and it's cool to have swag. But what really matters is the actual program you're talking about.
Exactly.
Now, not only is this a 4K version of Oldboy, there is 10 hours of extras in this set. 10 hours. Now,
that's mostly, Rob, the only bummer when you buy Korean sets that the bonus features are not English subtitled.
Yeah, they're not.
The movies are always are, but the bonus features mostly not.
This disc, if you like Oldboy and you like the Vengeance trilogy and you like Park Chan-wook, listen to this. So you've got the new 4K restoration that he supervised. There's a 4K Blu-ray presentation. There's the original DTS master audio. There's the original Korean soundtrack with English subtitles. There's an audio commentary with Park Chan-wook. There's another audio commentary with Park Chan-wook and his cinematographer. There's a third audio commentary with Park Chan-wook and the actors. And that's on the first disc. And on disc 2, It's called Old Days and Extras. There's Old Days, an Oldboy story, which is a feature-length documentary. There's an autobiography of Oldboy, which is a video diary of the making of the movie. There's new interviews with Park Chan-wook and Nicholas Winding Refn. There are deleted scenes with optional director commentaries. There's behind-the-scenes featurettes. There's archival cast and crew interviews. There's teasers, trailers, and a music video. There's a photo gallery and storyboards.
So, Rob, I always feel like The Hills Run Red, considering the bonus features.
This is a hill. I mean, and by the way, according to Shout Factory, last time I looked, there was only 122 copies left of The Hills Run Red. So go buy The Hills Run Red from Shout Factory. Tell them I sent you. It's probably a lot more self-indulgent, but this is definitely, for me, the release of the week. And it's clearly like a career. I don't know, maybe Neon made it. Kudos to Neon for putting this out. This is spendy, though. I think this was like, somebody said it was on sale somewhere for $40. This was like an $80 disc.
For $40, Rob?
I know, right?
Seen that, Rob.
I know. So what was this?
And
75 bucks.
75.
I mean, this is a hideously. It's funny because when I think about buying Star Wars on Laserdisc for $150 from Japan, but this is a spendy disc. It's a spendy disc. But I would definitely say,
especially Rob, since we have the movie already, and I was contemplating, do I really need to buy this? And as we always say, yes.
The answer is yes. Well, it's because I have the Vengeance trilogy box set that I got 10 years ago. And I love all three movies. I love Oldboy, but I love Sympathy for Mr. Vengeance, and I love Lady Vengeance as well. Yeah. So, I mean, I don't know if they're going to do. They probably won't do box sets like this because they're not going to re-release them in theaters. But I did dip into the transfer. Looks great. So,
and it is a limited edition, Rob. Is there any number on the outside of the box that you know? What number did you?
No.
Okay.
No, there's no limit. And look, I don't usually keep these cardboard things. I just want to keep them because I want to, be able to report what was on them. But I want to give a real shout out to Neon for putting this out. I hope it sells well. I mean, I gotta hand it, Neon and A24 putting out their own special editions.
Yeah.
If you buy them from there, so you go, Neon and A24. Let's talk about how good you are. So
and it was that little small word, Rob, limited. That it's limited. Oh,
I know. It's like we have a Pavlovian response. It's limited.
It's limited. Exactly.
So, we have that, which is fine. Which is fine.
The word limited. Eagles, Rob, put it in the basket immediately.
It is. It's like for us idiots, you say limited edition. My God. 5 Dot Toast sends in a super chat and says that Type 1 cassettes, blank cassettes, are being newly manufactured. So yes, Type 2 are a little more elusive these days. I mean, first of all,
come with the John Wick pencil that you can roll it up?
Yeah, right. I mean, here's the thing. Cassette tapes, they always sounded shitty. They were muffled. I mean, I loved making, and by the way, I was a total. I was a total snob. I mean, I was like, I would only buy Maxell tapes, and I would only.
Yeah, and the tapes were very different considering the quality, Rob.
Oh my God! I had to
get that pushed more the highs. You have really go through all the tape cassettes that were available just to find your brand that you would.
Oh, yeah. No, for me, it was Maxell tapes, Maxell Gold tapes. They were the same with videotapes. I mean, I was a Maxell boy. And
it could even jive with the tape deck, Rob. Different tape decks, different.
Yep.
Could play different with the tapes.
I mean, everyone, look, if you didn't have a Nakamichi tape deck, I didn't even want to know you. Yeah. Come on, man. You needed that Nakamichi tape deck. But here's the thing. Tape decks always, I mean, they were better than LPs because you didn't hear new cracks and pops every time you played it, but still, the sound fidelity was not there. It was more flattened out, but it was good for the car. Why people want to bring all this stuff back is so weird to me. Yeah. I was so happy to get digital technology. It was great. But what can you do? I don't know. People want that old stuff, and who am I to say no? Who am I to say no? Our friend Justin Toner sends in a tip and says, hey guys, Barnes & Noble is having a 50% off Arrow's title sale going on, including new releases. So I was able to pre-order Conan in 4K at half the price. So excited.
Nice.
Also, I can't wait to get the new Blu-ray of Albert Pune's Mean Guns from MVD in February. People are excited about Albert Pune's Mean Guns. I've never seen it.
Me neither,
So-
Rob. I don't know about the movie.
I've never seen it, and I edited an Albert Pune movie. So I haven't seen it. I will watch it. I'll be very curious to see it. I mean, I know Sword and the Sorcerer, but that's exciting. And I got to tell you, I asked Bill about this. I really wanted the Arrow 4K of Witness, and I was looking for it, and I'm like, how did I miss it? It never came out. It was delayed. So I was looking at places that were selling it for like $150 or whatever. Like maybe a few people got them or something, but it hasn't come out yet. So I have not missed Witness, and I really wanted that 4K. I mean, they're putting out some banger 4Ks between Barbarella and The Warriors, which are, I mean, they're going deep into Paramount, putting out Witness in 4K, which is another Paramount title. If I may be so bold, Arrow, why don't you get them to give you Chinatown? Please get them to give you Roman Polanski's Chinatown, because I want it, and I would love Arrow to do it. So that would be great. Adrian Palma says, thank you, Rob. You were always praising For All Mankind. I finally went back, and I couldn't stop watching. I'm invested in all the characters. You're a good man. And I'm glad you did, because it's a great show.
But unfortunately, lives a little bit on the dark side of the moon, considering the exposure that the series gets.
Yeah, I know. Hardly
in my space, Rob, in my YouTube space.
Yeah, I think it's going to it'll break free though. I think more people are going to watch it.
Nice.
Joey Johnson has been a member of the channel for 3 months. Thank you for that, Joey. And Terrier says, you're not boss level cool until you have the Free Enterprise soundtrack on mini disc. Yes, I made it myself. No, I don't still have it. Well, it is true. It is true. There is a Free Enterprise soundtrack that was put out by Network America, Network Records out of Canada. It's great. I was one of the producers of the soundtrack, so it's very cool. And I even have a poster, they printed a soundtrack poster that's hanging in our media room. So thank you for that. Now, would you like to? You want to hear some? Want to hear some news?
Yeah.
Okay. As you all know, and you're going to be seeing the crowdfunding campaign launch soon.
Okay.
I am working with my company, Mike Bodden and I, Imagination Connoisseurs Unlimited, are teaming up with Max Allan Collins, writer of Road to Perdition, to turn his Nathan Heller books. These are the big bundle, Too Many Bullets. Too Many Bullets came out in October. This is a 19-volume series, and Todd Stashwick from Picard Season 3 is playing Nathan Heller. And when we launch the crowdfunding campaign, you can hear a 12-minute, I mean, I played it before, the final 12-minute proof of concept, but we're crowdfunding because we want to hire great actors and stuff. So we're doing that. But what's really interesting about Max Allan Collins is he took over writing Mickey Spillane's character, Mike Hammer, when Mickey Spillane passed away. And Max Allan Collins has some physical media coming out that he's responsible for.
Ooh, okay.
And is being released. And here it is. It's the 25th anniversary expanded edition of Mike Hammer's Mickey Spillane. And it's a documentary material. There's a play version of this, and it's a really interesting disc, and I highly recommend it. And I believe it's on sale. Is it next month? I'm not sure,
Okay.
but you can get this, and I would recommend it to everybody, especially if you're a Noir fan or a fan of Mickey Spillane, or if you're a fan of Max Allan Collins. And if you watch this show, you should be a fan of Max Allan Collins and his lovely wife. I've seen a picture of his lovely wife that I feel guilty I saw, but he was proud to show it to me. So there you go.
Coolest name ever.
I know, right? Max Allan Collins. So that's coming out. Look for that. Very, very cool. And then we have, okay, I'm so stoked about this. So Shout Select is putting out. This is a Warner Brothers movie. It's called Over the Edge. It stars Matt Dillon. It was made. I want to say it was made in '79. I used to watch this movie all the time. It's about bored young kids that run amok.
Ooh.
And it's I don't know what. I don't know if this was original artwork. I don't know where this artwork came from. But I love this movie. And it goes all the way back 44 years for me. It was a movie I had very early on in my physical media collecting days. And a lot of people, it's funny because when I was a teenager, we all watched this movie, and now it's kind of forgotten.
Yeah.
But definitely something that
so a lot of Warner titles getting the shout treatment.
Yeah, Warner's making deals with, and I it's funny. It's just I think it's better because Shout will probably, like, Shout has done that Creep Show transfer is amazing. It's amazing. So this is, again, probably they made a deal with Warner Brothers for Oliver Stone, and Oliver Stone, George told me that George Felsenstein said Oliver Stone's having a great time working with Shout Factory, and they've got so JFK came out, and that transfer of the director's cut is great. Natural Born Killers, and now Alexander is coming out from Shout Factory, and in multiple cuts, same way that JFK had the different cuts. And I don't think Alexander's great, but I like it. I have the box set, but that's coming out.
Wasn't there a director's cut, but later came a final cut?
Yeah. Yes. There's a theatrical. There's 3 cuts, and I have them all. But I'll buy them again, just because. Now, so that's pretty cool. That's coming out from Shout. Now, we saw, I think I showed last week, Primal Fear.
No, Primal Fear. I don't know what you have with your gear.
Oh, well, okay. So this is a Richard Gere movie. I love this movie.
You just talked on observations about
maybe I just talked to, okay, so yeah, maybe that's, so this is a 4K version of Primal Fear. I think Gregory Hoblit directed this movie. I love this movie. And if you haven't seen Primal Fear, it's kind of a movie like Miracle Mile. Don't let anyone tell you anything about it if you haven't seen it. Going blind. Edward Norton is great in it as well, and Richard Gere is peak Richard Gere. That's why I call it Primal Gear. Coming out in 4K. Very excited to get this. I love these fold-out boxes. And I will say, look, do I like their practice of releasing these new transfers on Blu-ray, seeing how well they sell, and then if they sell well, putting them out in 4K?
No. Was Primal Fear released on Blu-ray before?
I believe it was. I think it was. Maybe it wasn't. I don't know. Maybe they just went straight to the 4K. But look, holding out. I know that George and I are holding out hope that Mommy Dearest will arrive in 4K. No more wire hangers ever. I hope so. Probably not, but who knows? Now, that's not the only Paramount title that is getting that treatment. We've also got coming out Major League. Major League is coming out in 4K. I'm not going to buy this because I'm not that big of a fan of this movie. I know it's a good movie. It comes with magnets. I don't know why, but here you go. Major League's coming out along with Primal Gear. So that's pretty cool. I don't know if, I'll buy Primal Fear. I don't know if I'm going to buy Major League. It's something to buy. And now we come to it. Guess who had a big week this week? Second Sight.
Oh, yes, Rob.
Second Sight. You all know that if Second Sight were a girl, she'd be Holly. She'd be Farrah Fawcett Majors from Logan's Run. That's how beautiful that's how I think of Second Sight. Now, I don't know if I caught them on this, but did you know, have we talked about on the show that Second Sight is releasing Inside?
I think so, Rob.
I don't know if we talked about it.
But it's like Frontiers.
Yeah, it's Blu-ray. It's not 4K, but I don't care. It's Second Sight, and everybody should buy everything. They've got their Mean Streets coming out.
But High Tension is a 4K.
High Tension's a 4K, and Mean Streets is a 4K, and they are coming out. Actually, Mean Streets goes up for sale tomorrow, and so good on Second Sight. But they released 2. They announced 2 pre-orders. One, this movie is so great. Green Room.
exactly.
Anton
I'm not
Yelchin.
a big fan of the cover artwork, but I will totally get it because the movie is so great.
The movie is so great. If you haven't seen this movie, I mean, Patrick Stewart is in this movie playing a neo-Nazi. I mean, this movie kicks ass. It's Jeremy Saulnier, who made like Blue Ruin. God damn, do I love this movie. It's so good. It's so brutal. It delivers the goods. They should call this movie Red Room, but I know that they call it Green Room. It's fine. And then also...
They ordered it this morning or yesterday. I'm not sure. I think this morning.
Oh, totally. And then, keeping the Cronenberg tradition alive, they put out Crimes of the Future. They're putting out a new version of Possessor. I really love this movie. I love the cover.
From Brandon, from his son.
From Brandon Cronenberg, his son, Possessor. Coming out again. Thank you, Second Sight. You got to love it.
Nice.
So what do you think? What do you think, dude?
Yeah, Green Room was definitely a pre-order. Possessor, not because I already own the Turbine version, Turbine 4K media book. So I already own Possessor 2.
I already own Possessor 2, but I'm going to buy Second Sight because Second Sight deserves everything that they put out. Should be bought again and again and again. And speaking of Second Sight, you know, they've been teasing all the way back since May of 2023. They've been teasing their Hitcher transfer.
Yeah.
And they put out, Second Sight put out a tweet this week that said they're 99% done with their transfer for the Hitcher, which is one of my most eagerly awaited titles. I love the Hitcher. Robert Harmon's The Hitcher. I love that movie. I can't wait to get their transfer. Of course, they have to wait in line because the deal they make, I think Warner Brothers gets it first, and we know Umbrella's putting it out. But I will wait. For Second Sight.
As long as we know it, Rob.
Yeah, but they've been teasing it. They've been putting it out.
And
give it
considering
to
me. the French horror revolution, only Martyrs is missing from Second Sight.
Yeah, I mean, you know, and
we
Umbrella,
got Frontiers, you know, and High Tension, so only Martyrs, considering the big four.
I'm just wondering if Martyrs will, you know, Umbrella put Martyrs out, and I missed out on that. But I would love, you know what, that would be, I could say to Elizabeth, I'm like, look, Elizabeth, look at my French horror films.
Yeah. French horror revolution.
The French horror revolution, yeah. I mean, we got
when
the
your
big
parents
four.
when your parents come over, you know, you have a nice.
Yeah, I'd love to show Elizabeth's folks Martyrs. I think it's a life affirming film that really basically says that God exists. So there you go. You know, I watched an interesting YouTube video about Martyrs this week. Somebody did a pretty good video about it, which I thought was worth watching. So we all love Martyrs, don't we?
How was your Ben-Hur session, by the way?
It was good. Yeah, it was fun to watch, and we watched special features too. That, you know what though, that really needs a 4K transfer.
Okay, but the Blu-ray is pretty good.
It's pretty good, but it's like 10 years old.
Okay,
you know, it could definitely stand to use a new transfer with the Dolby Vision grade and all that. I would hope so.
Nice.
So Second Sight, bringing the noise. Now it's shifting gears. Tinto Brass, a little bush porn. All the ladies do it. Kazi Fantuti, in 4K, man. You know, I like those Tinto Brass movies. The man who actually directed Caligula before Bob Guccione took it away from him. And I love my late 60s, 70s softcore Euro porn. So I'll probably buy this, and it's in 4K, so you can see every hair. So
from which company was that?
That is a good question. I don't know. Here, allow me to find out, because it would not be fair. It would not be. It would not be fair if I couldn't tell you which company is putting out Tinto Brass. Let me find it. And hold on.
No, considering the artwork.
Oh, here it is. It's Cult Epics. Cult Epics.
Cult Epics, okay.
Cult Epics is putting this out. And hey,
don't forget
why wouldn't you why wouldn't you want to get it? Because why not? It's great stuff. And so there's that. We all want it. Vinegar Syndrome putting out Red Rock West. Really like this movie. It's a great sort of modern noir film. Yeah. Happy to get it. And so, hey, there you go, from Vinegar Syndrome, which I will buy because Vinegar Syndrome support it. And I like this movie a lot. There was kind of like a lot of those like sort of late 80s, 90s neo-noirs, like One False Move, which we got, Red Rock West, The Last Seduction, that kind of stuff. So I really like that. I really like those movies. I love that modern noir sensibility. So I am definitely going to grab it. Why not?
Yeah.
Why not?
Probably not as a Schnäppchen, but grabbing.
Yeah, I mean, no. I mean, it's clearly not going to be a Schnäppchen.
Yeah.
It will not be. But that's okay. And now,
just because it said grabbing, Rob, grab is like German wording is schnappen, Schnäppchen.
Then there you go. Okay. And now this is kind of lame. I mean, but it's not lame. The releases aren't lame, but it's lame that I'm just going for the screen capture. Here are the Radiance releases. Radiance, my new favorite movie, or movie company, because they're putting out some really interesting foreign films that I've never heard of, but everything I've watched from them so far is great. So they're putting out 4 films for April. The Shape of Night, which is a Japanese movie. A young woman from the countryside falls in love with
fitting with the obi, Rob. Fitting with the obi.
Yeah, they all have their obies, except I love it. A young woman from the countryside, from Cruel Story of Youth, falls in love with a handsome hoodlum who pushes her into a life of prostitution. Why do these Japanese hoodlums always push these beautiful women into a life of prostitution? When his sleazy superiors catch sight of her, she finds herself trapped inside the gaudy maze of city nightlife. Directed by Nobuo Nakamura, a veteran of the Shochiku Studios' signature Golden Age family dramas, The Shape of Night was made as a reaction to the radical film styles of the Japanese New Wave, with its lush cinematography full of saturated colors and lyrical tone, and its story of love leading to inescapable tragedy. It has been compared to the films of Douglas Sirk, while also acting as a precursor to the work of Wong Kar-wai. Hey, there you go. I'm in. Yeah. Then you got a French film, L'Amour Fou, a.k.a. Crazy Love. Don't know anything about that, but hey, it's got French people kissing on the cover. Why not buy it? And it's a new 4K restoration, and there's a new feature-length documentary on it. Then there's a movie called Misunderstood, and I don't know what that's about, but it captures the innocence and carefree moments of youth alongside the agonizing feelings of grief, creating one of the finest films about childhood, one which can stand alongside The 400 Blows, The Spirit of the Beehive, and something else. A Palme d'Or nominee at the Cannes Film Festival and recipient of multiple awards from Italian institutions, Misunderstood features remarkable performances from the children and from Anthony Quayle, who is in Lawrence of Arabia. So there you go. All these are new 4K restorations. And then finally, there's this movie, The Boss. In 1970s, the crime film flourished in Italy as the country went through the years of political and social unrest, the so-called years of lead. I love that. Italian movie producers would capitalize on these times by producing cheap, violent movies about the country's organized crime and corruption, establishing the genre of it's the police film. Poliziotti. One of the most celebrated police directors was Fernando De Leo, a director as concerned with telling entertaining stories as he was with creating socially relevant backdrops. In De Leo's The Boss, Henry Silva, amen, plays mob enforcer Nick Lanzetta, who assassinates key members of a rival gang in order to put his boss in a position to seize power. However, one surviving member of the gang, Kochi Catanantails, plots his revenge revolving corrupt cop Tori, leading to a bloody series of double crosses and power plays to find who will ultimately become the boss. So there you go, buddy.
One of my WhatsApp contacts already informed me about that release. He's stoked to get that.
Yeah,
he's a fan of Italian mobster stuff.
Yeah, and that's Fernando DeLeo's lifeblood. So that's, like I said, we got one from Kino. We're getting one from Radiance. I think I need to subscribe to Radiance. Can you just subscribe and get all their movies? I don't know. I want to do that.
That's possible.
Terrier says, you're not boss. Oh, I already said that. Yeah, I already said that. I thought that was a new one. I guess, we're not boss level cool, but hey.
We're trying to be.
By the way, 5.toast, when he asked about cassette tapes, that was his 20th super chat on one of our live streams. So thank you, 5.toast.
How do you know that?
Because it showed up in the information I'm being given right here.
Oh, okay.
And it says, let's celebrate their 20th super chat on a live stream.
Oh.
And you know what? We can do that by going like this.
There you go.
So thank you, 5.toast. We're celebrating your 20th super chat. Thank you very much for supporting the channel in that way. Yeah. So that's all the news that's fit to print. I mean, not a whole lot coming out. We don't even have new disc sales news because the sales figures aren't out. Media Play News, they're still giving us the same thing. We only have information through December 30th, through the end of the year. So we don't have anything new to talk about.
Yeah. And on a sad news, Rob, next Sunday, unfortunately, I have night shift. So you can bring another guest if you want. Take your Sunday off. I have night shift next week.
Take Sunday off. Well, the masses will come after us. They'll protest us like the Palestinian protesters were at the White House. Come on.
But considering it's January, in 14 days, I will have more stuff to show than hopefully.
Yeah, it's a little slow.
Just this week.
Well, we can look into. Let's see what's coming out next week. Let's give the folks at home a preview.
There is some stuff on its way.
Well, the Raid Redemption, the Steelbook is coming out. I don't know if it was delayed or not. I've heard it might be delayed. But let's see what we got. So we are looking at upcoming release. Yeah, the Raid Redemption's supposed to come out. The Inside the Mind of Coffin Joe, that big Arrow box set, is supposed to come out.
I think he's showed it on his channel.
Yeah. Lone Star, and then Chopper, which I already have.
Yeah.
Justice League Crisis on Infinite Earths, Kindergarten Cop in 4K, Jennifer 8, the special edition, Thinner, Stephen King's Thinner. So there's really not that much coming out. Not the Arrow or not the Second Sight version of Chopper, but let's see what's coming out if there's anything else in the next couple weeks. Not a whole lot of stuff is coming out, unfortunately. There's not a lot of A-list titles as I look, unfortunately.
I will definitely
Conan, that's not January. Okay, so January 30th, the Conan set comes out. Train Spotting in 4K comes out. The Boogans comes out in 4K. Not that I want that. Silent Night comes out in 4K. John Woo's Silent Night. Cutting Class, that early Brad Pitt title, is coming out. Nightmare is coming out from Severin. That looks cool. Another Fernando DeLeo movie. Oh, Loaded Guns. That's coming out, but I already have it. So that's coming out on the 30th. There's not a lot of A-list titles. A lot of cult stuff coming out. But hey, it doesn't always have to be.
Yeah. But we will.
The Psychic. Lucio Fulci's The Psychic coming out in. Is that Fulci? I think it is. Oh, Dance Macabre Volume 2. That set's coming out. I got to get that. I thought that was already out. I guess I haven't missed that. There's not a lot. There's not much coming out, dude.
Yeah. And Stubble throws me under the bus here. Dieter must make his priorities better. Night shift is not an excuse. Stubble. What can I tell you?
It would actually be funny if you did the show from your office and had people jump in.
I have no office, Rob. I have machines that are working, making a lot of noise, But we had a last super chat, Rob.
We do. From Brian Erdy sends in a $20 super chat. Again, it says this is his third super chat on a live stream. Well, how do they know that, Brian? But thank you for that. I appreciate that. Brian says, "Hey Rob, I rediscovered your channel and really enjoyed the last few videos." Well, thank you. Going to join the channel. Thank you for that too. Remember, we have membership calls every other week. Next week we will have one. Question: you once said we could send videos of our cool office space. Is that still an option to send mine? 100%. If you want to send videos of your collection or office space or anything, you can. Postgeeksingularity.com right there is how you can contact me. And if you want, I can send you my direct email too. But we love videos. I just need them a little, like a day in advance or a couple days in advance, so I can process them to play through the broadcast system. But yeah, 100%. We can actually do that. I would love to see that. That would be very cool. I love to see people's office spaces. So that's always a good thing, and it's always something that we encourage. Yeah. So 100%.
I think you have already another obligation around the corner.
I do.
I think we have done so far everything.
We're done. Yeah, we did. We really have done everything we could do, and we've reached the end of this show, which is fine. That we don't always have to like do a million years, incredibly long,
3.5 hours.
Yeah, I mean we can chill out sometimes. It's cool, right?
Ja. So from my end, jede Person, die du triffst, hat eine Geschichte zu erzählen, die du noch zu hören hast. Alles, was du tun musst, ist zuhören.
Well, as we all know, every person you meet has a story to tell that you have yet to hear. And all you have to do is listen. And of course, I've just lost all of my control panels. Yeah. So I'm like, well, how am I going to turn off the show? I have no clue until I get everything back. We shall see. Who knows? But yeah, so I guess we won't. It's very distressing that I won't see you next week.
Yeah,
I mean,
but we will keep it up.
Isn't that sad?
Yeah, it is, Rob. Especially when I'm then at work and I think, normally I would do let's get physical media at that.
I know
point.
It's sad.
Yeah,
but we can't. It's all your fault, Dieter. I want to thank everybody.
Of course, it is mine.
I want to thank everybody for generously supporting the channel via super chats, tips, and memberships. And remember, next week member call. I want to thank our moderator Tom Jr. Jackson and Lord Toth and Justin Toner and all of you for being around. Is that a real beer? That looks like a real beer.
Yeah, what does it say?
Dude, why? How can you? How are you a German and drink that swill?
That swivel.
Terrible. All right, everybody. We will see you in the next video. Oh, I hit the wrong button. Oh no, I did. I hit the wrong button. I meant to do this.